Hi, my name is Tyler with Electric Personal Training, and today we are going over the dumbbell row, 3 different variations of it. It's going to be very similar to our video on the cable row. It's really the same idea. We're just doing it with a dumbbell this time, and it's going to be a little easier to do for most people because it's easier to have access to dumbbells than cables, especially if you're working out at home. But at the end of the day, it's going to be about the same as the cables as far as the principles. But this time we're going to be using a dumbbell, so it'll just change things up. If you like dumbbells more, they have a little bit more instability to them, so you're going to be getting a little bit more core engagement and everything. So if you like using dumbbells, let's go over some dumbbell exercises for the back. Now, we want to make sure we're keeping a flat back in this position. It's very common to see this. We want to keep a flat back. Now, we're going to be rowing first for the lats, keeping the elbows tucked like we do for the lats. That's an important thing that we want to keep in mind whenever we're working with the lats, is the elbows want to be closer to the body. Now, we don't want to swing here. This is a very common thing we see as well. Even though we're getting more range of motion, our actual shoulder joint isn't. If we look at the actual shoulder, which is what the back does, we're not. We're just twisting at the lower back, which is a little bit excessive. It's not doing anything for us. It's just giving us more momentum and taking more stress off of the lats, so they're actually getting less productive work. We're here, flat back. If we want to work our rear delts, we rotate our wrist a little bit, come out at this 45-degree angle. And if we want to work our traps, we can go ahead and row at this wider angle here. Those are going to be our 3 different variations of this exercise. It's really not super complicated as far as our options. However, we do want to make sure we're doing it with good form, so we want to not be using any momentum, not swinging, not overly twisting, which is keeping that flat positioning on our knee and our hand while we row. Now, it might help you to find a position that's comfortable with your outside leg. If you're finding you're feeling your adductors too much, you may be coming too far out. It's very common that people come too far out and then there's too much strain on the leg. Your leg should not be in the way, but it also shouldn't be so far that you're getting an unnecessary stretch and it's making you uncomfortable. It can also cause issues if you're using a lot of weight and you're straining that core too much. It can cause issues, especially if you're pulling more weight than you should be on this exercise. So I highly recommend using weight that you can control. My last tip for this exercise is to keep in mind that we are using different muscles on each exercise as our primary movers. That means the weight we're going to be using is significantly different depending on the strength of those muscles. Oftentimes your upper back is going to be slightly weaker than your lats, and also your lats in the tucked position are going to have a different amount of weight that they're seeing compared to the wider one. If we look at the torque on your shoulder joint, it's going to be more so when we flare the elbow more because there's going to be a higher lever arm between the weight and your shoulder. That means as we come out here, even with the same weight, it's going to feel like more even if the muscles are the same strength. Just keep that in mind so you don't try to do the same weight for all 3. Usually your lats are going to be able to pick up some heavy weight, but consider that when you're picking up the weight. And that's about going to wrap it up for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content and want to see more fitness content from EPT, go ahead and subscribe here for more videos, as well as on Facebook and Instagram at EPT Evanston. And if you haven't already, check out our free fitness tracking app on the App Store for free, available now.